The last human hunted. The stars were quiet. No war. No human voices. Just cold silence. Everyone in the galaxy believed the same thing. Humans were extinct. After the Great War, alien leaders told their people, "The last human is gone. We are safe." Now, they were wrong. On a dark, broken moon at the edge of the galaxy, one human still lived. Her name was Captain Rhea Valen. She had once been a commander in Earth's space fleet. She had seen Earth burn. She had watched her team die one by one. She had fought until the last ship fell. Now she lived alone, hidden in the ruins of an old mining base. No one had seen her in years. No one even searched anymore, but she never forgot. Every night she looked at the stars. Not with hope, but with fire in her eyes. Rhea moved through the shadows of the base. Her armor was old, scratched and patched, with wires, but it still worked. She still worked. She checked the scanners. A red light blinked. A ship was coming. Not just any ship, a bounty hunter. 3 life signs. Armed, fast, dangerous. Rhea didn't panic. She didn't run. She smiled. "They finally found me," she whispered. She grabbed her weapon, a modified pulse rifle. It had a name painted on the side. Last Word. The bounty ship landed near the ruins. Dust flew into the black sky. 3 aliens stepped out. One was tall with metal arms. Another had glowing eyes and sharp claws. The third was smaller, but his scanner was powerful. "She's here," said the one with the claws. "Somewhere." They moved together, scanning the area. Inside the shadows, Rhea watched them. She didn't move. She knew how to wait. She was trained for this. She remembered the old Earth motto, "One human is never alone. One human is war." Flashback. Her mind went back to the day Earth died. The sky was red. The oceans boiled. Ships fell from the clouds like broken birds. Her commander had screamed, "Get out, Rhea!" Earth is lost. But she didn't leave. Not until the last civilian ship escaped. She stayed behind to cover them. She was ready to die. But she didn't. Instead, she became something else. The ghost of Earth. Now that ghost was ready to strike. The bounty hunters moved deeper into the ruins. The small one found something, a footprint. "She's here," he shouted. Suddenly, a flash of light. A shot fired. The small alien fell. No one saw where the bullet came from. The other 2 jumped back. "She's watching us," said the one with metal arms. "Fall back." But it was too late. Rhea dropped, behind them like a shadow. Silent. Fast. She hit the metal arm alien in the neck. Sparks flew. He fell hard. The clawed one turned and swung at her. Rhea blocked the claws with her arm guard and kicked him in the chest. He crashed into the wall, wheezing. She pointed her rifle at him. "Tell your people," she said coldly. "The last human lives." The alien's eyes shook. You're supposed to be dead." "I was," she said. "But your kind made a mistake. You let one of us live." He tried to reach for a blade. She fired. Not to kill, just to hurt. He screamed and fell. Later, Rhea stood at the edge of the moon watching their ship fly away. She had let one of them live on purpose. She wanted him to tell the story. The galaxy had hunted her. Now they would remember why that was a mistake. She looked up at the stars again. "I'm coming," she said to the darkness. Then she smiled. Not with joy, but with purpose. They came for her. The dead one was still screaming. Not with sound, but with data. His body was cold. His armor cracked, but his helmet still sent a message. Target confirmed, human alive, human dangerous. The message echoed through deep space. It reached Zurak Prime, a cold station floating above a gas giant. There, the Bounty Guild heard the message. They didn't speak. They didn't blink. They just pressed a red button. 3 more hunters were sent, not for the reward, not for glory, but because the council was afraid. In the dark hangar, Unit Commander XL4 sharpened his blades. His skin was like black metal. His eyes were silver with no soul inside. 3 hunters failed, he said. They were weak. His second, a tall, shadowy being named Sila, replied, "We hunt the last human, not a beast." XL4 looked at her. "No, we hunt something worse." Meanwhile, Captain Rhea sat inside a stolen ship. It was small but fast, quiet. She was already gone from the moon. She had sent her message. Now she waited for the response, and it came. Not words, not signals, but the feeling in the stars. Something was coming. She stared at a picture in her hand, a small photo, burned at the edges. 5 humans smiled in it. Her old squad, one by one, all of them had died, fighting to protect Earth. Now only she remained, and they were not forgotten. "I'm not done yet," she whispered. Then the ship's scanner beeped. 3 life forms, fast approach, armed. "They came again," she said, standing slowly. "Good." Above a red planet called Tharan 6, the hunters closed in. Sila scanned the surface. "She's down there, alone." Zel-4 loaded his weapon. Not for long, they landed in the ash fields. The ground was dead. Trees black and twisted. The air smelled of rust and old blood, and somewhere out there, she was watching. Hours passed. Nothing moved. The hunters searched the ruins of an old Earth outpost. Rusty metal, broken screens. Then they saw something strange. A message burned into the wall. "You hunt me, I hunt back." Zel-4 narrowed his eyes. "She wants us to find her," Sila whispered. "Or she wants us to die here." Suddenly something exploded. Smoke, fire, metal shrapnel everywhere. One of the hunters, Tark, fell, his leg torn apart. "She set traps," he shouted. Zel-4 pulled him back. "She's not hiding. She's playing." And then the voice came. Rhea's voice, from the ruins, from speakers, from nowhere. "You came for a ghost," she said. "You brought weapons. I brought memories." The hunters looked around, guns ready, but it was too late. Rhea struck from behind. She was fast, silent. She moved like wind, hit like thunder. Tark tried to shoot. Rhea kicked the weapon from his hand and dropped him with one hit. Sila jumped in, fighting back. Blades clashed. Rhea blocked one strike, dodged another. Then she pressed a button on her wrist. Boom. A flashbang exploded. All 3 hunters were blinded. Rhea disappeared into smoke. When their vision returned, only silence remained, and one message burned into the ground. "I warned you. Now I'm coming for the ones who sent you," Zel-4 growled. "She wants war." Sila looked pale. "No, she wants justice." And far above the planet, Rhea flew away in her ship. Her eyes were locked on a new target. The Galactic Council. The hunters had come for her. Now she would come for them. Echoes of Earth. The stars were talking, not with words, but with fear. Across the galaxy, hidden networks buzzed. Secret channels lit up. Military files unlocked. All said the same thing. She is alive. The human survived. Captain Rhea is hunting us. But no one said her name too loud, as if the stars themselves were listening. On a silent ship moving through asteroid fields, Rhea sat alone. In front of her was an old data cube. Dirty, broken, burnt on one side. She had found it inside a forgotten Earth bunker on Tharan 6 just before the last attack. She powered it up, it clicked. And then, a soft voice played, a voice she knew. "If you're hearing this, Rhea, I guess I didn't make it." It was Commander Eric, her mentor, her friend, the one who had trained her. "They turned Earth into fire, said we were dangerous. Maybe we were, but not like they think. We fought to protect, to survive. 2. You were always stronger than me. If you're out there, make them remember who we were." The message ended. The screen went black, but Rhea didn't move. She just stared at the cube. Tears didn't fall. They had already fallen years ago. Now, she was something else. Not broken, not angry, awake, In another corner of the galaxy, at the high walls of the Galactic Council Tower, chaos was spreading. Alien leaders shouted. Screens flashed. She attacked our scout base. She has old Earth weapons. She's not alone. What if others are hiding? The head of the council, High Seer Droll, slammed the table. She is one human, he growled. Why are we afraid? An old admiral stood slowly. Because she is not just a soldier anymore, he said. She is a memory, and memories don't die easy. Back on her ship, Rhea accessed the bounty ship's data logs, the ones she stole after ambushing the first hunters. She found something unexpected. List human names dead, hunted, executed, but one name had no date beside it. It was just a code. Subject 9X, status unknown. Her breath caught. Someone else? Survived? She changed course. New destination. Sector Zeta 9, a dead zone. Off limits, uncharted, forgotten. If Subject 9X was real, she had to find them. Not just for help, but for answers. She pressed a button. Her ship jumped to light speed, but before she left, she sent a message across deep space. Short, clear, sharp. I remember Earth. I remember everything. You should have finished the job. In the darkness, her voice echoed like thunder. On every pirate channel, secret base, and council screen, they saw her face, human, alive, unafraid. And so, across the galaxy, legends woke up. Some feared her. Some wanted to help her, and some wanted to run. But all of them whispered one thing. She's not just coming back. She's bringing Earth with her. Voices in the dark. No one saw the ship. No lights. No signals. No name. It slid through deep space like a shadow. Inside, in a dark room filled with broken machines, Rhea sat with her eyes closed. But her mind was wide awake. She was listening. Not to sounds, but to the dark. Long ago, Earth had built something called the Black Net, a hidden web of secret listening posts spread across the stars. Most were destroyed when Earth fell, but not all. Rhea had found one. Now it whispered to her. Unknown chatter on council lines. Fear increasing. Panic spreading. They are looking for you, and something else. She leaned closer to the screen. What else? The machine paused, then answered. Subject 9X has been located. Coordinates unstable, signal fading. Her heart raced. Someone else really did survive. She wasn't alone, she whispered. I'm coming. But something interrupted her. Another message. Not from the council, not from the network. From someone old. A voice came through the static. Is that you, Rhea? You're louder than I expected. She froze. That voice. It didn't sound alien. It sounded human. Far away in a forgotten part of space, a man sat in a metal chair. Wires ran into his skin. Screens glowed around him. His name was Ash 9X, half human, half machine, fully awake. He had been silent for years. Now, the last voice he expected had returned. Rhea stared at the signal. Who are you? The voice replied. A warning. They're coming. Not just for you, for both of us. She frowned. Who? Silence. Then, the ones who erased Earth, the real ones, the ones behind the council. And then, the signal cut off. At the same time, deep within a hidden military vault, alarms screamed. An officer rushed to the command deck. Sir, we found her again. She activated one of the old Earth beacons. The commander shook his head. She's waking up the dead. Back in space, Rhea looked out the ship window. The stars seemed to whisper. She could feel it. Something bigger was coming. Not just a fight, not just revenge, but truth. Truth the galaxy had buried for years. She whispered to herself, let them come. Then she loaded her rifle and changed course. She wasn't running, she was calling them in, because now the dark had voices, and they were on her side. The burning world. The planet screamed before it died, not with sound, but with fire. Ashna 3A. Green world, once full of forests and life, was now burning. Ships hovered in the sky, their cannons glowing red. Villages melted, skies turned black. And high above, a council officer whispered one cold order: burn it. She might be hiding there. But Rhea was already gone. She had seen the smoke from orbit. She watched the fires grow, but her hands did not shake. Her voice was calm. They're burning innocent worlds to erase me. Beside her, an old speaker crackled. It was Ash 9X, the half-human survivor from the deep net. His voice was soft, full of static. They're afraid. You made them bleed. Now they're setting fire to the stars. Rhea stared at the fireball on the screen. Then we burned them back. She didn't wait for orders. She had no commander. She was the commander now. She flew into the heart of the ashes, her ship silent and black like a ghost. No one saw her, but they would feel her. Inside one of the burning command ships, alarms rang. Unknown vessel detected. Too small for war. Ignore it. They were wrong. Rhea's ship slammed into their shields. Her EMP pulse knocked out lights and weapons in seconds. The power died. Then, she walked in. The soldiers opened fire. She moved like smoke. One by one, they fell. Not killed, just dropped. Crashed. Broken. She wanted the commander alive. And when she found him hiding near the escape pods, she grabbed him by the collar. His eyes were wide with fear. You're just one person, he gasped. Rhea's eyes were cold. I was one soldier. Now I'm every soul they erased. She leaned closer. Tell them, the burning world was your mistake. Hours later, the council watched the news feeds in silence. Their top warship was destroyed. A whole fleet vanished. Rhea had left only one message broadcasted galaxy-wide. You burned Earth. You burned our homes. Now you burn in return. This is justice, this is memory, this is human. The galaxy trembled, not just from fear, but from realization. They had hunted her like an animal. Now, they were the ones being hunted. And far out in the cold, Rhea sat at her controls. She looked at her map. Dozens of red dots, enemy bases, slave stations, council vaults, targets. She marked them all, one by one. Her mission was no longer survival. It was reckoning. And in the shadows of a dead system, a new force stirred. Whispers moved like wind. She's still alive. The human didn't die. She's coming. The ones who ran, they didn't fight her. They ran. Whole fleets vanished, outposts shut down, council stations emptied, and in the silence that followed, fear took control of the galaxy. Some called her a ghost. Some said she was a weapon Earth left behind. Others whispered a different word: punishment. Rhea's name was no longer spoken on open channels. Instead, they gave her a code: Red Echo. Meaning, if she finds you, don't fight. Flee, and many did. In the cold dark of Sector 19, Admiral Vok sat in a warship, alone. His crew was gone. His escorts had left days ago. He sent out a private message. To anyone listening, she's coming. We tried to kill her, we failed. Now the hunters hide. He paused, looked at a shaking glass of water on the table. I hear her ship before it shows, like a shadow with a heartbeat. Then he said something no one expected. I surrender. Rhea never answered him. She didn't need to. His ship was later found empty. No battle, no blood, just a single symbol carved into the wall: the Earth flag. In another part of the galaxy, inside a hidden council vault, 3 leaders argued. She's just one human, one shouted. No, said the second. She's every mistake we buried. She'll come for us next, whispered the third. They looked at a secret file. It was old, locked for decades. The title said, Project Eden, the Last Seeds of Earth. The file glowed. Inside it said something shocking. Not one human survived. 9 did. Back on her ship, Rhea looked at a flashing screen. Ash 9X had found something. We spoke through static. They lied to us, Rhea. We weren't the last. They kept others. Hidden, tested, changed. Her heart stopped. Where? She asked. A pause. Then the answer came. Inside the Ark. Deep space. Protected by the ones who now beg for mercy. Rhea stood up. The map lit up. One last red dot blinked. In the far corner of the galaxy, the Ark, where the truth was kept, where the Council's final sin was hidden. She whispered, I thought I was the last. But if they touched my people, if they used them, her voice turned sharp, I'll make them wish I really was alone. Far away on the edge of the galaxy, Council ships began to flee toward deep space. They didn't wait for orders. They ran, from one human. But this time, she wasn't hunting just for justice. She was hunting for family. The galaxy hides. They built the Ark to keep secrets, not to save life, but to hide the truth. Deep beyond black stars, surrounded by dying suns, the Ark drifted in silence. No gates, no messages, no life signs, only a warning signal blinking again and again. Do not enter, human inside. But Rhea did not stop. She landed, she walked, and she remembered. Inside, cold lights flickered. Walls were metal and old, covered in Earth symbols. Her symbols. Each room she passed showed more. Test chambers, human DNA scans, recordings of Earth cities before the fall. She saw faces. Names. Subject 5, deceased. Subject 6, lost. Subject 7, recovered, unstable. Then, she found a door with one word on it. Family. Her hand shook as she opened it. Inside, floating in cryotanks, were 4 survivors. Pale. Sleeping. Alive. One of them looked just like her brother. Her breath caught. She didn't cry. There were no tears left, only rage. A voice echoed behind her. Cold, smooth, alien. You should not be here, human. She turned. The last council warden stood tall, armored in gold, weapon aimed. We ended your kind for balance, he said. You broke the galaxy. Rhea stared at him. Calm. No, she said. You feared us. So you lied. And you ran. He raised his weapon. She didn't move. You can kill me, she whispered. But then the truth wakes up. The tanks hissed. One survivor opened their eyes. The warden hesitated. Too late. Bang. Rhea stood over the body, her eyes cold, steady. Behind her, the survivors gasped awake. The Ark was no longer a tomb. It was a beginning. News spread like wildfire. She found the Ark. The humans are alive. We failed to erase them. Across the galaxy, leaders went silent. They shut down comms. They buried files. They vanished into deep space. They didn't try to fight anymore. They didn't even try to talk. They just hid. Rhea stood on top of the Ark, watching the stars. Ash, 9X's voice came through. You started something no one can stop now. She looked at the stars, glowing brighter than ever. No, she said. I didn't start it. I just made them remember. A new signal went out, not from the Council, not from pirates, from the Ark itself. Simple, clear, human. We are still here. We remember Earth, and we are coming home. The galaxy listened, and for the first time in 1,000 years, it stayed silent.